what kind of exit strategy you have. At the start of your business, I implore every single person to have what is called a shareholders agreement. That shareholders agreement will say to you how shareholders of
Master Coach Apostle Courtney McLean and Business Coach Zidane Sinister are powered up to share their expertise on the business end.
Welcome to another episode of the business end, and this is proving to be an exciting episode. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We have Zidane Sinister here as your host, and we'll be speaking about how do we start a business and how do we grow a business. What are some of the objectives that we must have when we decide to start business? What are some of the skills that we must start business? Here on the business end, we explore how to give you the blueprints in order for you to advance your businesses. And this episode is a little bit different. We're not be interviewing anybody today, but what we'll be doing is that we'll be giving you some nuggets and some principles in order for you to start and grow your business. We want to begin with what is the purpose and what is the objectives of when persons start business. I'm sure there are many. We will start with what is called your profit objective. Many persons start business because they want to earn a profit. They want to be financially stable and, of course, provide income for your family. And I will say to you, when you start your business, what are the tips that I want to ensure that you know is that profit is not your main objective when you start a business. One of the principles is that you must start a business by providing value. And when you provide value and reaching the customers and your target audience with value, they will come to your business and ensure that your business is sustainable. Why do I say you must not drive by profit? Of course, I want you to cover your bills and cover your expenses. But what you must also do is ensure when you start, you must be able to cover what we call in economics your variable costs. Once you're able to cover your variable costs, then you're able to provide strategies in order for you to grow. Many persons start with a quick start mentality, and I must make profit. But what you ought to be making is your space in your consumer and target audience wallet. And as you start in their wallets, you want to increase your share in their wallets. What's the other objective that you want to have? You want to start, you want to grow. You want to grow your business, grow your revenues. You want to grow your capacity. There are strategies in which you must employ in order to grow and increase your capacity in your audience and increase your market share. What are some of the things you must do? There are some price strategies. You can either start by being the low price leader that persons can come and get value from you, or you can provide a premium service to ensure that your customer know that you bring service. You must also ensure that customer satisfaction. What is customer satisfaction here? We're speaking about you satisfying and wowing and going above and beyond your particular customer needs and wants. That may involve you knowing their first name. That may involve you greeting them with a smile. That may involve you going above and beyond what is required. So if they are coming to your organization, you may provide an easy and accessible way to get to them. We spoke with persons before in previous episodes where these different business owners said to you that we meet these customers at their doorsteps. Maybe those are some of the objectives that you must employ in order to grow and increase your market share and increase your share of their wallet. What are some of the things you must also do in order to increase your market share? You must innovate and innovate quickly and be flexible enough to expand your business offering. What do we mean by innovate? Doing things differently. Doing things in such a way that you're able to be creative in providing that goods and that service. Not many of us are going to create groundbreaking products, but you may do things a little different. It may be how you distribute the products to them. It may be how you present the products to them. It may be you charting a different path to make their business and their value that you're giving them a little bit more creative and effective. You must also, a lot of times persons start business, they want to be able to make money and get home early to be with the kids, be with the family. They want to also be able to balance your work life. One of the tips that we want to share with you today is that in balancing your work life, you have to be intentional about it. So one of the advice we're going to give you, budget your time. If you budget your finances, then budgeting your time and time management is something that you can do. So each and every second of the day, you can budget it out. You can say between this hour and that hour, I am going to be spending time doing this and doing that. When you do that, it ensures that you have budget time for family, budget time for your business, budget time for your personal finances, but also, ladies and gentlemen, also budget time for you. The business and other areas can take all your time. There's need to be a time for you to replenish, to go again. We know business is hard, but you need that time for yourself as well. What are the other things, that objective that person want? Person said, I want to be my own boss. They want autonomy, don't it? That autonomy that you want is for you to make decisions, but making the right decisions. So business offer you that autonomy. But I would say to you and caution to you that if you're going to make decisions unilaterally, then that may not necessarily be the case for success. That's why we implore you to have board of directors, we implore you to have committees, mentors, so that you can bounce your ideas off and you can then dive into these ideas and creative ways to improve your company. No man is an island. No business owner should be an island. That is why you require to have persons around to motivate you in your network, to spread your network, to ensure that you are pushing across your products and services in the right areas, making the right decisions and pivot and be flexible when it's required. What are some of the other objectives that we want? For many of us who are humanitarians, we want to provide opportunities for families to grow. And if you want to do that, then of course, when you are employing your resources, you want to be able to make sure that as the business grows, you match those resources with your expansion. Some of those expansion would involve you scaling up your business in order to build out your resources. What are some of the other reasons for persons to start business? They want to start business because they want to build a legacy. And I share a secret with you. One of my greatest vision or dream is to surpass last generation so that the next generation can be on a better footing. I am sure many of our viewers and listeners who start business, they want to ensure that they leave a legacy, they leave a mark for national development, for their own families, to advance their families, so future generations to come, that they're able to advance and push forward. So that may be you. You may start this business because you want your children to have an establishment where they can feel safe. They can feel that they can contribute and provide income. If that is you, then you need to have transitional planning. You need to have retirement planning and exit strategies. What does that look like? That may look like a board of directors. That may look like you train somebody to take over the business for you, like a managing director. It may also involve you, particularly at the time of exchange or the time of exit, that you may have something what we call estate planning. And in that estate planning, you may have some situations like you may offer yourself preference share and then issue new ordinary shares to your sons and daughters and persons you want to take over the company. And as these preference shares are paid out, then ownership goes to the ordinary shareholders. More about that, you can contact your legal persons or your business management persons, the business consultant. At the Value Zone Financial Services Company in which I own and operate, we do stuff like that. So you can contact our services, and then we would able to provide that for you. But of course, you can speak with other attorneys and stuff like that to give you what is called estate planning. And you can help to build your legacy going forward. Persons who want to have a community impact. A lot of persons will say, I am creating income, I'm creating national development, but I want to give back to the less fortunate. I want to give back, I want to be involved in community development. Might I add, at this point in time, there is a tax benefit for you to give back to the community, for you to give to charities. Speak with your accountants. Your accountant will tell you that as you contribute to charity, there's a tax benefit for you to be had. What are some of the other objectives that you want to do within a business? You want to ensure that you have a continuous learning. Now, continuous learning, the idea here is one of the tips that we want to share with listeners and viewers is that when you start a business, the knowledge that you go into the business with, that's just your starting point. your business grow to the level in which you grow. So you have to invest in yourself for your future development. And as you grow, then your business grow with you because you're more knowledgeable in order for you to expand your business. Also, I want to encourage persons at this point in time that continuous learning doesn't stop at you, the owners and the managers of the company. You ought to invest in your human resource as well, your staff. When your staff grows, they're able to expand and do things a little bit more efficiently. Remember, your greatest resource is not financial, your greatest resource is human. And as you help to develop your human capital, that will of course pay you back multiples down the road. We may have some risk mitigant. Now, a lot of business owners may not look at this objective as something that they will know. But your risk mitigant is that, remember, your business is a separate legal entity from you. So many well-off and wealthy persons use businesses in order to ensure that their wealth is protected. So what we're saying here, business owners, you can protect your asset and your investment in your business separate from your personal and individual self. So starting a business actually ensures that you're able to mitigate against lawsuit to your personal self, a lawsuit against the company, because you and your company is a separate legal entity. You can speak with your attorneys and they would advise you better on this topic. However, there are cases in which persons can go beyond what they call the veil of incorporation, but I'll leave that for the attorneys among us, right? But nonetheless, it gives you an opportunity to separate your investment and your assets away from certain challenges and certain discrepancies. And what are other reasons? Retirement and exit strategies. Now, many of us, when we start business thinking about making money, and we can make money as long as we can work. But have we contemplated the transformative process of when we reach retirement or when we want to scale down and come out of business? What do we do? Do we sell? What kind of exit strategy do you have? At the start of your business, I implore every single person to have what is called a shareholders agreement. That shareholders agreement will say to you how shareholders or how participants and directors tend to operate within that business. How you plan to operate and how you plan to deal with when there is disagreement, or you plan to deal with exit of a particular shareholder or director. After you have started your shareholders agreement, what you need to have is also your transformative policy of how you exit as a shareholder and how you deal with your retirement. Now, one of the easiest ways is for you to have a board of directors. Now, your board of directors can take control of your company and offer the vision and leadership and strategies for your company to go forward. And then that strategy is now implemented by your line managers and your managing directors. When those persons implement those policies, you can be there as a shareholder or director benefiting from dividend. When your company makes profit and you go to the board meetings and get the reports and analyze and get to understand what is happening in your organization. That's an easy strategy. I implore you to speak with your business consultant, speak with your lawyers to draft up such a document and those documents and policies. Nothing is wrong with having a board of directors. It doesn't matter your size and start. What we want to talk about now is your skills that you need to be successful in business. First up, I want to say that you need to have an understanding of the basic economics. What does that mean? You have to understand what kind of goods and services are you offering, and what is your demand factors that have influenced that, and what is your supply factors that influence the business your business and goods and services that you're offering. Let me give an example. If you are servicing or you are giving a product that has what we call in economics a necessity good, we say that is price inelastic. That means that persons are going to buy that good because of necessity, regardless of the price. Now, the situation is that if you're providing a normal good and a good that has more elasticity, then as you increase the price, your demand is going to fall. Now, I know you have all these price mechanisms and margins, but you need to understand what are the factors that influence the goods that I am offering. And some person may say, boy, the customer, my competitive persons, competitors, they're offering the price at a lower price, so that's the reason why I'm not selling. It's because you have not defined what your product is and how it has price elasticities. And what are the demand factors that influence? What are some of the larger macroeconomic variables that influence your particular business? Is it exchange rate? If you import goods to sell in Jamaica or locally, then of course as the exchange rate moves, your goods become more expensive. So you might have to increase your price. So you might want to have strategies in order for you to weather the increases in your exchange rate. Maybe you want to secure your exchange rate, exchange currencies, your foreign currencies for a longer period. So if you know you're going to buy goods for every month, you may want to secure your foreign exchange for 2 months, 3 months in advance to ensure that you're not able to absorb the increases in your foreign exchange. So these common, simple economic terms, you need to be au fait with it such that you're able to provide the strategies in a bid to improve your company. You want to also look at your analytics. So a lot of time we collect data and we're not exploring and analyzing the data. We need to analyze the data. For argument's sake, you may not be able to capture the data on your computer, but your customers speak to you. If your customer is coming in and you see a particular age group of customers buying a particular product or requesting a particular service, then you know that within that age group or that demographic, you're selling this particular product. Within this particular region, you're selling this particular product. Within this income bracket, you're selling this particular product. Simple conversation, be able to gather those data and you analyze it. It will help you in how you market your products and how you sell your products. What are the other factors and skills that you need? You need basic accounting understanding. I'm not telling you that you must go up and do your T accounts and put up all these sales and revenues and costs and book all your book entries. But at least if you outsource it to an accountant, you must understand what the accountant is putting in. Ask the accountant to explain. You're paying them. Ask them to explain. Read books so that you're able to understand that when you make a profit, the profit you're making. A lot of mistake that a lot of persons make is that they're not distinguishing what is different between your revenue and your profit. A lot of persons are not doing cash management and inventory management, working capital management. So you order the goods and the goods is on you, but the goods is perishable because you have overbought. And then you overbuy and then you can't sell it. Then you have to, what we call, fire sale and mark down your products and you absorb that loss and then you say business is not going well because you have not analyzed your accounting and analyzed your data. You must also have good negotiating skills. Now I know that not every person will be equipped with the negotiation skills. So here are some tips for you. You must know your value, what the value you bring to the table. You might also know what the comparative advantage or the vantage point of the person you're negotiating with. When you know that you're able to offer strategies in order to make your point, or your posture, and your perspective a little bit more advantageous, you must also be aware, emotionally aware, of how the space and how the conversation is going. When you're emotionally aware about the behavioral patterns of who you're negotiating with, then you're able to know what ticks, what makes it happen. And remember, please remember this, that it's not important to be right, but important to get the job done. We are here to book a sale, we're here to book a service. You don't have to win every battle, but you must book that sale. What are other skills that you must have? Managerial skills. Now, in management, research has shown that management accounts for 70% of the influences on staff. And as you influence that human capital, you will get more and sustainable growth. Leadership skills is also important. Now, your leadership skills is important because leadership enhances your vision and your strategy for the overall company, Whereas your management skills is what leads to implementing these said visions and strategies. Now, somebody may be good at, a business owner may be good at leadership skill. They can vision very well. If that is you, then you need to employ good managers who are able to bring your vision to life. You may be good at management skills, implementing and carrying out a strategy. Then you're good at management skills. But if you're not good at leadership skills, then you can learn it, or you can employ your board of directors to ensure that your board of directors help you with the vision and your mentor of putting your company forward. You must have good, effective communication skills. Somebody once said to me that in terms of communication skills, persons who can't communicate or persons who get hungry in communication is because they lack accountability. I don't know if that's true, but that's what I've been told. You must also have the emotional intelligence, I said. Emotional intelligence is very, very important in business. You must be self-aware, aware of your surroundings, aware of relationship management. You manage your relationship with staff, you manage your relationship with your customer, you manage your relationship with your partners. It ensures that you get the best out of every situation, and every situation is important. We have a call on the line, so we will break to answer that question. Hello, good afternoon. Yes, yes, nice to hear you. Who am I speaking with? Raquel, and where are you calling from, Raquel? Yes, Raquel, go ahead with your question. Yes, y- yes. Yes, so I have many businesses, Raquel, and Raquel is wanting to find out how do I deal with time management to ensure that you have time to deal with all the other personal stuff that you have to do and balance your work life. What I would say to you, Raquel, is that you have to budget out your time. So you have like a timetable or a working planner. I suggest that you go online, you can buy one of those working planners, and you structure out your day, your entire 24 hours. You structure your 24 hours, and what you want to do now is to set time available for all these important things in your life and give yourself a leeway of a downtime hours so that you're not always doing something at a more important time, but you want to be able to have downtime so that you can replenish yourself and you're able to move forward. Budget your time, just as how you budget your expenses. And being a smaller business owner, I'm sure you know about budgeting and providing expenses and your income going forward. So we want to do that with time as well, because time is money, and you want to budget that out. Raquel, you're most welcome. Yes, so what you're talking about now is having a good business relation with your customers. Your customer want the goods now, and all customers are important to you. So what you want to say to your customers is that your business is important to me, but your time speak. So you said I will get the product to you or service to you at X time, X date. And you hold them to that and you hold yourself to that. When you time speak with a customer, they're able to recognize and trust you and have that sense of credibility in your speech. When you time speak, Raquel, they would honor your time and they would be more likely to work with your time because you time speak and you hold yourself to that high standard. You're most welcome. Bye bye now. Okay, so we are about to close, but before we close, I want to quickly run through some of the steps that you will want to have when you're starting businesses. What must you do? You must define your business concept and idea. Research that business idea. Ensure that you do proper market research about your target audience and, of course, what you plan to offer. You don't have to do primary research about going to questionnaire and stuff like that. You can actually go on the website, Google, read books, look at different surveys that have been done, do a SWOT analysis. Then you want to create your business plan. Your business plan is going to have the same market analysis. You're going to have your organization structure. Who does what? Who is responsible for what? You want to have your vision, your mission, and also your value proposition. Because your value proposition will set you apart from your competitors. That's your selling point. That's your differentiating factor. And when you do that, your businesses will have a proper marketing plan, a strategy plan. Do your financial plan. Find out where you need the funding. Get your funding. And then you register your business. Open your bank account. It's very important. Businesses want to deal with persons who are having their bank account and paying taxes. Go all the way. Never give up. You also want to make sure that you have the right tools. So if you are in business and you want proper accounting tools, have your P3, have your QuickBooks, have your inventory management system. And then you want to promote. I can't say that enough. You want to promote your business. You're a walking billboard. If somebody stops you 3 a.m. in the morning, you must be able to sell your business and sell your product. And you may also want to have strategy at all times. Be thinking about scaling and improving your business. That's where we will close for this episode on the business end. We thank you for listening. We want to ask you to come over and follow us on our socials. It is at the Business End Show on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Spotify. Our email address is thebusinessendshow@gmail.com. And we want to say, we're going to coin our tribe today. We're going to call you the best. The Business End Show tribe. We are the best. And until next episode, continue to be your increasing best. Thank you.
Master Coach Apostle Courtney McLean and Business Coach Zidane Sinister are powered up to share their expertise on the business end. But don't forget to tell a friend or a colleague, and of course have your tools on hand, your notebook and your pen. Classes are in session every Tuesday, 3:30 on Gospel JA for the business end. Master Coach Apostle Courtney McLean and Business Coach Zidane Sinister await you.